What's up, everybody? Joe here, and I'm in a big time crunch. It's late at night. I got somewhere to be, so let's get this going. Let's just get started. This is the Tech Product Development Cycle Explained. Now, this particular thing is something different. It's basically where software goes into play. It's not so much hardware devices necessarily. So this is basically what it goes through. It's typically the typical order. Now, certain companies might do it a little bit differently. Sometimes they might skip something, but it typically goes alpha, beta, and then the final release. What that basically means is the alpha is sometimes called preliminary. It's not often released to public testers. Sometimes is, but it usually stays within the company. A few rare times where alpha has been released is Windows Neptune Alpha, which I talked about in my last video right there, with the old never released versions of Windows explained. The only version of Windows Neptune that was ever released was an alpha build. So that's one rare example of where an alpha build was released. Okay? So then you have beta, and some things that are in beta right now are nothing. The only thing that's really in beta that everybody's talking about is Google Glass. And this is one of the rare things where hardware is also going through the development cycle. Beta is where this is where everybody tests the product. Not everybody, but this is where the masses, anybody who wants to, can test the product with beta. That's the one that they usually announce and they make available to the public on purpose. So there's almost always multiple beta versions. For example, iOS 7 had 7 versions of beta. OS 10 had quite a few. The first one, the first OS 10. Windows 8 had a few. Windows 8.1 had quite a few. So there's usually several versions of beta. Windows 95, for example, had beta versions from 1994 all through it and all through 95 until its release. They had a lot of betas for Windows 95, sorry. And then you have the final release, which is where the daily consumer can just get it as usual, like Windows 8.1 is right now, and iOS 7, and Google Chrome, and all that stuff. So guys, that's basically it. This was a real quick video. Sorry about my speech, talking really fast and stuff. When I'm rushed like this, it's not too good for my speech abilities. So I had to rush it. I'm sorry, there was no way around it, but I wanted to be able to shoot it on the set. Otherwise, I have to go off location because I'm going to be out of town tomorrow. So subscribe. I put out new videos every Sunday. I will see you guys next week.